Okay, so this is a Marketing Monday video, which are like these short, tighter. Just put these on if you want a reminder to focus on one thing this week that can change your writing author business. Today, I want to talk about I am not a blank person. I'm not an email person. I'm not a social media person. This sentence has a problem in it. And that problem is the word person. You may not be an email person. You might not be a social media person. But you, the person, don't need to be anything. Let's take out the word person and let's replace it with the phrase author brand. And say, I'm not an email author brand. I'm not a social media author brand. Now, there are people who make this work. There are absolutely people who make their brand work despite the fact that they don't have email. But how would it feel if Old Navy or Fenty said, we don't do email or we don't do social media anymore? There would be a lot of marketing dollars behind pulling an idea off like that. Having zero marketing dollars behind an idea like that is, well, it's not likely to work, right? So let's tangle with both of those. The idea that you just want to market in a way that you like to be marketed to limits the people who you will reach to people just like you, which is a small subset of readership, right? So if you are not an email person, or you are not a social media person, maybe you aren't the right person to run email or social media for your brand. But if you're going to outsource, and outsourcing is a very good solution to this problem, if you're going to outsource, what you want to do is make sure that you are profiting enough from the outsourcing to at least cover the cost of it, preferably more. If you aren't yet at that point, like let's say like you don't have a very big mailing list, so if you outsource the work of writing the monthly email or the bi-monthly email, then you might not earn enough to cover the cost of whoever's writing it, right? So here's the tip at the end of the video for you. Until you get to the point where you can outsource it, and knowing that down the road you want to outsource it, until you reach that point, batch it. Batch writing emails, batch writing social media posts. That is the major hack that gets around the fact that you don't like doing it. And I think I talked about this in another video, where if you do this, I talked about this in my Chicago Spring Fling Conference workshop, I think. If you set up like one day a month, oh, that's even a lot. See, I winced at the thought of spending one day a month, one day a quarter, so only 4 days a year. And you reward yourself with something very nice. Like, you know, weight your time as you, like, let's say you value your time at $25 an hour or $50 an hour. So an 8 hour, oh God, 8 is so many hours. Let's do a half day. 4 hours. You give yourself 4 hours. And if you value your time at $25 an hour, that's $100. If you value your time at $50 an hour, that's $200. And at the end of completing 4 hours of really good work that you would expect somebody else to do, you reward yourself with a thing in that value range, right? And batch write a whole bunch of emails that you can just have. So for example, if you use MailChimp, you would go log into MailChimp and set up the emails. You don't hit send, maybe you don't even hit schedule yet, but you set up the emails. If it's 2 emails a month that you're going to send out, then for a quarter, that would be 6 emails, right? That's not that many. Do it all at once, get them set up, and then when it's time to send them out, or like that week, if you're going to schedule it, go in, just read it over and be like, do I like what my marketing assistant did for me, right? Make any tweaks that you know, present you doesn't like exactly what past you did. Make a few tweaks and then hit schedule. It is much more painless to do it that way. Much more painless? Much less painful? I don't know which of those I like better. Anyway, And you can do the same thing with social media posts. You don't need to have a massive social media presence. If you are, I'm not a social media person, that's fine. But you do need to have something. And a really great tip I heard from Becca Syme at a conference workshop retreat thing that I did with her was point all of your social media to one place, right? So regularly on Twitter, you want to have something scheduled or posted that points you that you're primarily on Facebook. And in your bio, you would say, and if you want me, find me on Facebook or Instagram or Patreon or wherever. Have a link. Could even be to your website. Have a link from every social media platform to where you regularly are posting, be it your blog or whatever. Batch some stuff for social media. So one Facebook post a week, for example, scheduled. That would be, if you did that quarterly, that would be 12, am I doing that right? Yeah, 3 months. That would be 12 Facebook posts. They can be little, they can be photos. Just go in and get that scheduling done, and then you don't have to think about it again for another 3 months. So there you go. First tip for the first Marketing Monday post is batch the work or outsource it. If you don't know what you are going to write in a Facebook post or a social media post, here are some ideas. Make at least one email, but it could even be more, and it can be multiple social media posts about what you are currently writing. It does not matter when that thing comes out. It can be planning ahead to 2021. You can share the cover. You can share an excerpt from, and like I'm talking like a single line, or you can just talk about the characters or the hook, the blurb, anything like that. Share what you are working on. Right? The other things that you can share, if you are sharing on social media, you can share your newsletter sign up. If you are writing an email, you can point them to where they can find you on social media. That one place. When you are sharing from email, you want to give them one action item per email. So if you're going that way, point them to the social media where you primarily are. There you go. That's my tip for this week. If you can so that what I actually just said was like 5 or 6 different things. Chunk that up, make that your task for the month. If you find it overwhelming, let me know in the comments if this worked for you, or if you have any variations on dealing with that I am not a blank person mindset. Remember, you're not a person always. Sometimes you're a brand, and you need to outsource or batch the work for your brand if you, the person, don't like it. All right, I hope that was helpful. If you like it, subscribe, share with a friend, and let me know what else you'd like me to cover in some Marketing Monday videos.